Hey there, lady. I'm Molly Conley, your coach and hype woman on this journey to transforming your love life. Whether you're navigating life after divorce, exploring the world of online dating, or deepening the connection in your committed relationship, I'm here for you. Why me? Because I walked this path myself. From filing for divorce just 3 years into marriage, to swimming in the online dating pool into my late 30s, and finally marrying the man of my spreadsheet dreams right before the world changed forever. I've seen it all. As a relationship coach, I empower women to create love lives filled with clarity, connection, and confidence. This podcast is all about building a strong foundation for a healthy relationship with yourself and your future partner. I believe the man of your spreadsheet dreams is worth the wait, and together we'll ensure that you are ready for him when he arrives. Join me each week as we dive into insightful discussions and hear from savvy guests. You'll gain the courage to break free from limiting beliefs, recognize and change patterns that are holding you back, and learn to prioritize the number one relationship in your life, the one you have with yourself. So let's embark on this exciting journey together. Welcome to Reinventing the Arena. Hey there, lady. Nice to have you here today for a short summer episode. And if you haven't listened to an episode before, I am happy you are here. Before I get started, I wanted to remind you of a few upcoming events. So if you live in St. Louis, be on the lookout for more speed dating events with my partner, Spittin' Singles. On August 25th at 6 p.m., we will be at the Golden Hoosier for our classic speed dating event for ages 35 to 55. If you're not in St. Louis, or maybe speed dating is not your style, I have something else for you. It's called the Love Life Book Club. This isn't your ordinary book club. We are reading for a reason. The books we are reading are not one and done in a month and put on a shelf to never see the light of day again. They are meant to transform your love life through personal growth and taking action. Our first book is F the Fairy Tale by Damona Hoffman. It's a modern guide for single women who are tired of the traditional dating advice and are ready to find love on their own terms. Hoffman is a dating coach and a media personality, and she challenges the conventional fairy tale narratives and encourages women to take control of their love lives with practical strategies, self-empowerment, and authentic connections. The Love Life Book Club will have its first meeting over Zoom on September 16th at 6 p.m. I'll break down the first half of the book's major concepts and highlight real-life ways to implement the teachings. You'll engage in in-depth discussions with your thoughts and experiences, and of course, ask questions from the book. You'll also have the opportunity to receive coaching about your dating life, too. Then on September 30th, we will meet again to finish out the last half of the book with the same process. This way, you have plenty of time not only to read the book and participate in these fun discussions, but to start taking action before our second meeting. You can find more information and sign up on my website at reinventingthearena.com/events. Speaking of events, this Sunday, Brad and I will be in Omaha, Nebraska, talking to couples about supporting their partners. We're going to share our personal experiences, including how we support each other in little areas like, everyday activities, to our personal goals like Brad's triathlons, to the big life-changing moments like my breast cancer diagnosis last year. And one of the key areas of having a supporting relationship is feeling and being seen and heard in your relationship. When you don't feel seen or heard in a relationship, it can cause a variety of problems within the relationship, with your partner, and within your sense of self. So today I will share how to recognize this if it's an issue in your relationship, what happens to you and your partner when the struggle has taken over, and 4 basic tactics to help you get your relationship back on track so you both feel seen and heard. First and foremost, you have to make space for you to recognize these cues. Making space includes having awareness of your emotions and behaviors in your relationship. If anything, listen to this episode, save it, and come back to it with your journal so you can reflect and determine how you want to communicate these issues with your partner. So, How do you spot this issue in your relationships? Number one, emotional clues within you. Maybe you feel invisible. You feel like your partner doesn't notice or appreciate you. Or maybe it's loneliness. Whenever you're together, you feel, the sense of being alone and disconnected. It could also be frustration and resentment. So persistent feelings of frustration or resentment because, your needs or feelings are just being ignored. It can also come out as low self esteem. So, doubting your worth or feeling less confident because your voice doesn't seem to have value. When was the last time you felt these emotions when you were with your partner? What was happening around you? What behaviors or actions did you take? Note all of this in your journal. Number two, communication issues with your partner. I will say almost every relationship can improve their communication skills. Remember, there's two people involved in a conversation, and how we have a conversation can become habitual. Some communication issues include being interrupted. Your partner frequently interrupts you or talks over you. It can also be dismissive responses. Your partner either downplays or dismisses your feelings and opinion. You may even find yourself having one sided conversations where that just means like the person is dominating conversation with their interests and their needs, and it's barely touching on yours. Another one is the lack of a follow up. So your partner doesn't follow up on the things that you've shared or expressed, which indicates that there's a lack of interest or concern. One I notice with myself is when I'm talking with Brad and his phone has his attention. And to be honest, this is actually something that's bothered me with any relationship that I've had. So if someone I'm trying to have a conversation with pulls out their phone and starts using it, I feel completely disrespected and disconnected from them. Sometimes in the past, I would stop talking to them completely to see if they were actually paying attention. Now, I ask Brad to put his phone away or put it down when this happens. And when others do this, I ask them if they want me to wait or if they would rather not have a conversation. Most of the time, people don't realize this is an issue because, like I said earlier, it has become a habit. Technology can easily get in the way of having meaningful conversations. So, if you and your partner are always on your phone and whatnot, how can you communicate if it bothers you? Is there a TV in your bedroom? How much does that disrupt your communication? In fact, how much does that impact your sleep and even your sex life? These are all areas to think about when you want to improve your communication and to be seen and heard in your relationship. All right, number three, noticing your behavioral patterns. Maybe you're a person who's not very aware of your emotions, which is completely normal. Noticing your behavioral patterns will actually give you additional clues and insights as to what is bothering you. So, avoidance. You find yourself avoiding sharing your thoughts, sharing your feelings because you expect to be ignored. Or maybe you're overcompensating. You might over explain things or over justify your feelings in an attempt to be understood. Then there's withdrawing, pulling back emotionally or even physically from the relationship because you feel undervalued. Last but not least, maybe you seek validation elsewhere. So you're looking for attention and validation from friends, family, or even strangers because you're not getting it from your partner. All of these behaviors are common in relationships, but I want you to write down in your journal the most recent time one of those occurred in your relationship. And then I want you to describe the situation and where those behaviors came from. So, for example, you avoid sharing your thoughts and feelings because your partner doesn't acknowledge them or asks you about them. Is this about a specific topic? Is it during a specific time of day? What was occurring in their life the last time this happened? Try to get an expansive view of what was happening for an additional insight. Moving on to number four, the relationship dynamics. Most of the time, you may brush these off and pretend they're just the ups and downs of a relationship, but if they happen on a regular basis, know this is contributing to how you're feeling. There's the imbalance of power. So one partner makes the most decisions without consulting the other. Another is the neglect of emotional needs. Your emotional needs are consistently unmet, and your partner seems unaware or uninterested in addressing them. Then there's the lack of support. Your partner isn't supportive of your goals, dreams, or challenges and doesn't offer encouragement or help. And then maybe there's frequent misunderstandings. These misunderstandings and miscommunications indicate a lack of attentive listening. Now that you see these clues in a variety of ways in your relationship, what impact does it have on you and your partner? When someone feels ignored or undervalued, it can lead to feelings of loneliness, frustration, and resentment. And over time, this can erode self esteem and overall happiness. A lack of being seen or heard often indicates poor communication between partners as well. So, effective communication is essential for understanding each other's needs, resolving conflict, and actually fostering intimacy. So, feeling validated and appreciated is fundamental to a strong relationship. Partners need to acknowledge each other's feelings, experiences, as well as their perspectives to build mutual respect and that connection. So, what can you do to start getting your relationship back on track towards a healthier relationship? There's a lot that I can recommend, but if you're listening to this episode and I've basically described your relationship to a T, then let's start with the four basics that you both can do together. Number one, and my favorite, quality time. Spending quality time together without distraction is important. Engage in activities that both of you enjoy and allow for meaningful conversation and connection to happen. Tell your partner that you would like to spend more time with only them. Get a babysitter, hire a cleaning lady for a day, take a day off work if you can. Whatever is getting in your way of having time together, find a short term solution. And I'm going to challenge you to do this in the next 7 days. Plan this date night, put it on your calendar, take action to improve your relationship. And then block off the next date. Literally plan these dates, if you can, once a month or even twice a month, will give you the opportunity to be seen and heard together. Number two, create regular check ins. Make it a habit to check in with each other regularly about how you're feeling and even what you need. So, this can be done through daily conversations, those date nights I mentioned, or even a structured time dedicated to discussing your relationship. Most of the time, Brad and I have these check ins when we end our workday. We talk about our day, we talk about what's coming up for us, and we also share what we need help with. I think at one point, Brad told me that he doesn't even need me to ask him what I can do to help him for the day. So I have personally recognized that I can actually let it go and shift my focus onto what I need. And so by doing that, it has allowed me to speak up more with what I need from him too. All right, number three, practice being present. Make an effort to be mentally and emotionally present during your interactions. So put away those phones, like I mentioned earlier, or even other devices, and focus on the moment you're sharing together. Start doing this with your check ins, test it, and see how it goes. Personally, I let Brad know how much I appreciate his full attention when we have our time together. By showing appreciation, the other person knows, number one, that it's important to you, and two, that they can contribute. Which leads me to number four, affirmative communication. Use positive language and affirmations to express your appreciation and love for the person. That includes things like compliments, even just saying thank you, and words of encouragement go a long way to make someone feel valued. If you start using these four basic tactics, you're going to begin to see your relationship get back on track where both of you feel seen and heard. All right, lady, I hope this episode has given you the information you need to make a shift in your relationship. If so, please share it with another lady who may need to hear this right now. Oh, and make sure you're following the podcast to stay up to date with the episodes, events, and ways to connect with me. If you want more, sign up for my email list where you can receive lady love lessons each morning directly in your inbox. A Sunday email with ways to improve your love life, no matter if you're single or committed, and special offers, releases, and updates as they happen. Have a wonderful day, lady, and I will chat with you again next week. Thank you for joining me on the Reinventing the Arena podcast. I'm your host, Molly Conley, a relationship coach devoted to helping women reinvent their love lives. Tap the subscribe button so you never miss out on an episode. You can always find me on Instagram at Reinventing the Arena or learn more from me on my website at reinventingthearena.com.